Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the program. As you can see, there's only two of us here right now. We're still kind of in our infancy a little bit, so we're just kind of gonna be testing maybe a few new things out here and there to keep it spicy for you guys. And this is one of those ventures, one of those projects. It's gonna be just a mini update / topical conversation. Just touch on a few things in the news. So the first thing we want to touch on is the whole Little Mermaid Black Ariel situation. And for maybe people who don't know, what is that? You know?
So, well, like recently Disney has been doing all their live action remakes of their classics, right? So they've cast a black girl as the lead for The Little Mermaid, who is Ariel, who was in the original cartoon movie.
In the early 90s, I believe.
Yeah, a ginger-haired white girl fish hybrid. But
A mermaid.
A mermaid.
So, all right, you said live action movies. They've done the Lion King.
That's coming out soon. It's not actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
finished
thinking of the Jungle Book.
Yeah, Jungle Book was the first one, I think, and then they've just done Aladdin.
Mm-hmm. Jungle Book got pretty good reviews. It was critically a success, I believe.
It made money. I don't know if it was critically a success. I'm not sure.
And then Aladdin was pretty much panned from the first trailer.
Well, for the first trailer, they didn't put a lot of effort into Will Smith's look as the genie.
The CGI was just kind of off a little. It didn't look very natural or real.
But I think it's had a lot of mixed reviews since it came out. Like, I know a lot of people personally who really liked it and a lot who disliked it. Critically or financially, I'm not sure. I think financially it probably did well. It's a kids movie, so they usually do well.
I have pretty much no interest in it after seeing the trailer.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either, so I can't actually say.
It seemed to just like too forced. Anyways, the Black Ariel situation. Ariel was a character, like you said, in Little Mermaid. There's a lot of people upset about it. And I don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why. But I guess the first question we got to ask is, who is upset about this? What kind of person? Is this like a Disney purist or just a racist? Or
I would say it stems a lot from the backlash from
someone from the Mermaid
America
Association?
I would say recently we had a lot of issues with like Scarlett Johansson playing like Ghost in the Shell, who was like typically an Asian character.
So white girl plays an Asian character.
Yeah.
People get upset.
Yes. And then I think this is now...
That obviously wasn't in the name of diversity.
It's the opposite of diversity, if anything. Yeah, literally the opposite.
So I could understand that for sure, right?
But I think this is a backlash of people who were trying to defend Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson at that time. And now it's, well, you had like that moment and now you can't have this moment kind of situation. The trade-off. I don't know... I don't know what. I think it might be the same kind of people that were angry with the female reboot of Ghostbusters. I don't know.
Maybe. I think it's because when I picture somebody who's angry about this, I see like maybe a middle-aged white man. That might not be true. I think some people of color could be upset about it as well. But that's the thing that I picture, and I don't get how a middle-aged white guy or whatever teenage white guy could be upset about a children's cartoon for girls.
Well, yeah. I mean, Disney it tries to pander to everyone, but...
Well, that's the word of the day, pander.
Yes. I think my bigger issue is that it's a mermaid. It's not a human.
It's a fictitious...
It's a mythical creature that's half fish. It doesn't matter if it's black or white or Asian or any of that, right?
And that's kind of a perfect metaphor of why race doesn't really matter, you know?
I guess. I mean, I think in some stories race is quite important, right? You can't have some stories and then change the main character. Like you couldn't You
Right.
couldn't do a
Like
biopic.
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. You couldn't do a biopic about Martin Luther King and make it a white person or an Asian
Right.
person, right? It would have to be a black guy playing him.
And that's
But
a real person.
Yeah.
Not a fake fish woman.
Okay, that's true as well. But then you can't just be open to changing the race in every movie at every time.
Well, I think it comes
There
down
has to be a line.
It comes down to creative control. Disney's a large corporation. I could see a bunch of guys in a boardroom thinking, if we make her black, this is probably all old white dudes. if we make Ariel black, there's gonna be a hubbub on social media,
Yeah.
which is all free press,
Yeah, I mean, we're making a video about it right now.
right? Which is like goes against my morals, but I mean that hasn't stopped me before. So yeah, we're totally not doing this show just to get clicks about a hot button issue. That's not our mission here.
we would
at all.
We would never do that.
That's so low.
That's
It's
so low.
It's disgusting.
And I'm offended you even assumed that.
Right. Don't have time for it. So wait, where did we leave off? White guys in a boardroom. If this
Free press.
kicks off free press. So I feel like there's some room for even people of color to be upset about it because it's such a blatant pandering.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
It's condescending in a way.
Okay, yeah, let's take this already established character who happens to be white, and we'll just slap a black actor over it, and yay, diversity. Why don't they flesh out a new character, right? If it was a new character that young people of color could look up to, that makes total sense to me.
I would think that it probably comes in stages. And because they're in the stage of making these live action remakes of their classics, I think if they cast a black girl now, it makes it a lot easier in the future to cast a black girl as a main character.
Nope. I just want to bring this up. Sorry. Nobody cared that Will Smith was the genie, right?
True, but he was blue in that.
Right, which is like, what is color? Why does it matter?
Yeah, or again, not a mythical creature again. It's not a real thing.
Aladdin, however, Middle Eastern looking.
Yeah. It's set in the Middle East, so it makes sense.
Right.
But I mean, when was the last time you watched a movie with a black main character, a female black main character?
It's few and far between,
Right. So like, not. I think it's fine.
I love it. Yeah.
But I also
do
think
not care. I think the movie's gonna suck anyway.
It's quite important for the future. To do it now makes it easier in the future.
Yeah.
So then they can
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
because they're doing the
Diversity
live action
Band-Aid.
things now. Like you said, why don't they do it with just a normal character, step by step? Right? They do this, then they can do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, and they dropped the trailer for Mulan recently, like a few days ago, and that looks really good. And they've stepped away from the Disney-fied version, and they've gone with a more Chinese folk story.
It looks
of Mulan.
more like a movie.
Yeah,
As opposed to a Disney movie.
Yeah, it's got none of the singing, which is new for so far. All the Disney films, the remakes have had singing. The Mulan one is going to have no songs. Mm-hmm. They don't have in the cartoon one. They have Eddie Murphy voicing the dragon as like the comic relief. That character's gone. That whole idea is gone. So it's going to be more of a serious thing anyway.
I liked. I don't know how much. Do you care that they're remaking their movies live action?
I think they should be live action if their story is about people. Aladdin, I think is fine. Jungle Book, I don't think was a good idea. Lion King, how can it be live action if all the animals are CGI? It's not live action, right?
It's too.
It's just a 3D version of their cartoon.
They're just they're
Little Mermaid
creatively bankrupt, and the Lion King is based off of Kimba, the Japanese cartoon. Totally.
Well, they've
stole
sold
that.
all of these. Like Mulan is
right.
a Chinese folktale,
and
and
Lion King,
Little Mermaid is
Lion King. They're like, this is our first original thing, because they did admit that they copied off of everything else. But and then Lion King comes out, and it's like, oh wait, no, that's totally copied from a Japanese movie, anime, cartoon. It was like everything, right?
Yeah. I'm Little Mermaid. I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, they are humanoid characters, so I get that part. But then it's going to be a heavy on CGI as well.
Yeah, I don't care that they're doing them. It's Hollywood. It's Disney. They want to make a buck. Who cares? Capitalism. The thing that's annoying is they're making them for kids, obviously, but the people who like them as a kid are not going to be as enticed if it doesn't fit their needs as well. Like basically creative like direction. Like it's not. There's nothing. Like I looked at the Aladdin trailer and I saw like a cookie cutter just movie like from executives. There's no there was no like, oh, that's a good new creative choice.
Well, that's the thing. They can't be creative within that scope. They have to just remake it, right?
Right, but like think about if the guy who made Ex Machina or Wes Anderson made one of these.
Well, I mean, Guy Ritchie made Aladdin.
Oh, well, he was far from grace.
He was making what was
King Arthur was
so he made King Arthur, but he was signed on to do 2 or 3 King Arthur films, and the first one bombed.
Huge bomb.
So he was under contract from Disney still, which is why he was on Aladdin.
Did he get forced into it or something?
Well, like because he was under contract, I think he had to do something.
And I still haven't seen Aladdin. Maybe it is decent, but I
But it's
really
Guy Ritchie. That's my point. You can put a good director on something, and if you still have to follow the format,
right? You're gonna shit the bed if you got 20 executives breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
You know, we need this, we need that, and that's the kind of annoying thing with the Black Mermaid. They're just like, I feel like it's such a corporate decision, where as opposed to coming from somebody's heart.
That's like, true, but that's because it's Disney, right? If it was another company, would you feel the same?
Just because it's that climate right now. They're like, oh, if we start some controversy.
Let's use Guy Ritchie as an
non-controversy.
Use Guy Ritchie as an example.
Again, I don't care about the Black Mermaid. That's totally
If Guy
fine.
Ritchie was making a new film now and there was a black girl as a main character, you wouldn't think it's pandering or condescending or anything, right?
No, that'd be good.
It's mostly because it's Disney and remaking something that you think that.
And speaking of directors, Quentin Tarantino, Jackie Brown. That's a black female lead who's strong and a total badass. And
how long ago did that film come out?
Right, that's what I'm saying. He was way ahead of the curve.
Yeah. But he hasn't used a black female since then, I think.
As a lead, no.
At all.
He's used a female. Well, in Django Unchained, obviously, it's like all African Americans.
Well, yeah, but I mean as a main character.
A main character? No.
At all, since Jackie Brown.
She was yeah. But it's Quentin Tarantino. He's made, 8 or 9 movies, so it's not
true, but he's used white females, black men, white men.
He's been all over the place.
True.
But who else has made a black female empowerment movie other than him that's successful?
There was Precious? I don't think I watched Precious.
I haven't seen Precious. I've heard it's extremely raw and
there's one
depressing.
Called The Help. Is that a movie?
The Help.
Yeah,
it was a book, I believe, too. But
yeah, that's quite
recent. I don't even know if that's.
But the fact
the
that
lead is,
we're struggling so much to name movies is a point why I think this is an important step. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, there's tons of black female actors that are great. This Halle Bailey girl, excuse me, she. Maybe she just killed the audition, and the director was like, okay, I don't care what color she is. She killed it, and she's awesome. I could totally see that happening, too. It's kind of it's a mystery.
I saw a few, people online talking about getting Terry Crews as the father of for
King Triton.
Yeah, King Triton.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be amazing. He's got so much charisma.
It just depends on how, and there's a purple woman in it, and it's just a whole just where do you go from if she's black? Does the dad have to be like where does the African American influence stop or start? Just with her? Is she the only black person in the movie?
So like in the original, Ariel has a bunch of sisters. She has like 6 sisters.
So she'll have some.
So
hopefully black sisters, right? Just continuity. Hello.
Yeah. It makes sense, right? so if they're doing it that way, then she's got the father and she's got like 5 or 6 sisters. I can't remember how many, but she's got a bunch of sisters. So I guess so, yeah.
And
are they the prince though? That would be interesting if they're gonna cast a white guy, a black guy for that as well.
And again, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think we're only talking about this because it's been a thing recently in the news sphere, the social media sphere.
Yeah.
Not news.
It's nice to see in the opposite direction, though, because often it's been Scarlett Johansson doing something she shouldn't. Mm-hmm. Actually, there was a good example of it not long ago. There was the new Hellboy film that came out. One of the guys who was cast to be on that, he is the main villain in the first Deadpool movie. That guy.
Okay.
English guy. He was in Game of Thrones like a few seasons ago. Mm-hmm. That guy. But he was cast to be on the newest Hellboy, but he refused the role when he realized it's an Asian character. Well, in the comics, it's an Asian character. But when he realized it was an Asian character, he's like, "No, I don't want that. That should be an Asian person playing that." Mm-hmm. And then an Asian guy was cast as the role.
Okay.
Which is a nice thing to see an actor doing, I guess.
Right, and that would have been a big paycheck, you know.
Yeah, he could have just cashed in.
Not a huge actor.
Yeah. I wish I knew more people's names. I know the story. I just can't tell.
I know the guy you're talking about. There's a reason why this is a big hot button issue. It's because it's about race. And people like to tiptoe around like race stuff, and then some people dive right in. They're like, "Black Ariel, that's bullshit," you know. Yeah, she should be, white. I
think some people might be using it as an excuse to vent what they actually think as well.
Right, and whereas like we're talking about this because I don't care about race. I obviously know I'm privileged. I guess I'd say that's definitely a real thing, but I feel like I can talk about other races because I'm not racist. Like I can talk about a black female mermaid because I don't care that she's black.
Yeah.
I think that's good, actually. I mean, it's something new. Who cares? It's a movie that nobody really wanted. Nobody asked for it. But whoever and however they made the decision to make her a black I mean, she's already female, but a black person. Who knows why, but here we are talking about it. Did I sound racist at all in any of that?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
I mean,
no one's watching.
I mean, that's how like people like you have to watch your words, and I'm just saying what I feel because I know that I'm inherently not a racist.
But this is my point. Like, I think some people are using Black Ariel as an excuse to say something that they've wanted to say, but now they've got the chance to say it.
Right, but the context is so funny.
Yeah,
it's
a fish person.
It's for children.
A children's fish person.
It's for women. It's for like something. It's a role model, right?
Right.
So who knows? Maybe they just.
I mean, Disney have been quite good in the last, I want to say, like 10, 15 years with their diversity of characters. Like, they had Frozen, obviously, which, hate it or love it, it's a strong movie, and it's one of the first Disney movies where the girl isn't trying to fall in love with the guy. It's her redemption arc.
Well, they
had Moana as well, which was the Polynesian girl.
And Aladdin, a Middle Eastern man, that was 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
So they were.
They had a movie. I can't remember what it is. They have a black princess, but I can't remember which. The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, I think it's that one.
I haven't seen a lot of the new ones.
So that came out before Frozen, and that's a black princess character. Mm-hmm.
It's never about race until people make it about race.
Right.
Is that right?
How many of these people that are complaining were going to watch the movie anyway? Black or white Ariel?
Are they like mermaid purists?
Purists. Like, it's not a pure animal. It's half and half. It's not even pure.
Right. So they should have got a mixed girl to play her. Let's stay true to the character. Anyways, what is there anything we missed on that?
No, I would say check out. I'm going to link down below the Mulan trailer because that looks like it's going to be a better film than both Lion King and Little Mermaid.
The potential to be, yeah. But basically, totally all for it. Just wanted to touch on it because I was gonna write some bullshit on Facebook, but now it's just like I don't wanna be 20 paragraphs on a hot button topic issue. Let's film it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then put that on Facebook. Anyways, did we cover that one?
Yeah.
All good there.
What have you been watching on YouTube recently?
I got a rec. It's a YouTube channel called OKIs. OKIs.
Okay.
Weird stories. And it's basically it's a really not a super big channel, but it's just basically a guy who retells kind of strange, weird historical stories, or even new stuff. Like there's a comedian, Dan Ninen. He's like the most hated comedian in the world, and he did a really good video just chronicling how crazy, how insane this guy is. That's really good. He did a story on the most dangerous movie ever made called Roar, where they used over 150 lions and tigers with no trainers to film this movie. Melanie Griffith's family, her dad and her mom, Tippi Hedren, who was also in the movie The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, they made this movie. They lost a ton of money. They got mauled at like every day on set, ripped Melanie Griffith's face off. Just insane. One of the most anxiety-inducing things I've ever seen, because it's just all footage of like 10 or 20 big cats surrounding people.
So the movie's plot starts rolling once he leaves the house and his family comes for a surprise visit. Unbeknownst to them, the house is full of man-eating cats and they're hungry. So basically for the rest of the movie, the lions and tigers chase the zoologist's wife and children around the house as they scream and run and hide. It's sort of like Jurassic Park, but the whole time you're watching it, you know that the actors are in mortal danger, which makes for an intense viewing experience in my opinion.
And it's just a miracle that nobody died. So OKI's Weird Stories.
I'll link that down below as well.
That's what I've been watching lately.
So is it like so he just does random videos each time?
I'd say they're mini documentaries.
Okay.
So
how long are the videos?
I love documentaries. 20 to 30, and then 20 to 30 minutes, and then he did one with John McAfee, the guy who invented the antivirus software, who's also this larger than life, crazy, eccentric, was on the run for murder, and he's running for president from Cuba, and he's just really cool, just off the wall stories.
Wow. Okay. Well, mine is very different. I was watching. It's a classic. Many people have probably seen it already. It's called "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," which is the
channel's name.
Yeah. It's also the name of the series, I guess. It's basically like a fake version of like a Sesame Street or like a kids show like that.
Like Wonder Showzen or something.
Yeah. You watch it and it's all about like, okay, today we're going to learn about how to be creative, but it's fucking trippy. Like it starts off normal and then it's like you peek behind the curtain of what it might be like to film something like this, and it just gets really, really weird.
So it's a descent into madness.
Yeah. It's very trippy, and
wrapped up in a kids show bow.
Yeah, each episode has a different topic. So there's one about time, there's one about being creative, and
is it informational in any way?
Or? No. It's just entertainment value, but they do look like a Sesame Street character where they have the big costumes and stuff like that. And I'll link down below because it like explaining it wouldn't do it justice because it's a weird ass thing. But it's
more dark, more funny, kind of both.
It gets very dark.
Okay.
It gets very trippy and dark, but entertaining, I think, as well.
This is the story of Michael, the loneliest boy in town. This is the story of Michael, the ugliest boy in town. Ugly and weak, they called him a freak, so he lived on his own underground. He lived on his own underground. He lived on his own underground.
You see, everyone has a special one.
And some people have done breakdowns of what they think the actual story is of this series, because you have these characters that they seem to be characters on this TV show, and then their real life is like blending into that as well. And it like I said, describing it won't help.
It sounds creative.
It is.
And maybe something a little
It's
never seen before type of genre, or
Yeah, it's definitely because it's such a
because
weird
I'd say,
thing.
Do you know the show Wonder Showzen?
I don't know that.
It was an old MTV2 show, I think MTV2. Basically a kids show that was not for kids.
Yeah.
Very messed up.
Yeah.
But if you like that, I would say check out Wonder Showzen too.
Okay.
And and I think Wonder Showzen, they have some full episodes on YouTube. Pretty sure.
It's a full series thing from MTV.
It lasted 2 seasons. It got canceled, but it
Okay.
was maybe ahead of its time. Really weird.
I'm gonna appraise your hat. See how much it costs. Let me see. It's got a nice brim and got a fresh smell.
Right.
I'm gonna say 4 cents.
No, more than that.
$800?
Nah, not that much.
How much? Somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, close, but not that much.
20 bucks?
Yeah, something like that.
About 20 bucks? Pretty nice hat. Oh my God.
No, God didn't do it.
This is what my nightmares are like. This is exactly my nightmares are coming true.
This doesn't have many episodes. They're supposed to be doing a season 2, but I haven't actually seen a season 2 come out yet. But it's good. Even if you just watch there's only 6 episodes. I think even if you watch them, it's not 30 minutes of content.
Okay.
Give or take.
All right, sweet. So we wanted to touch on some latest topics. We're just, like I said, we're trying something new out here. Give us a like, a subscribe. Let us know what you think about the Black Ariel thing. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
And those YouTube recommendations will be down in the description. So
Thank you very much.
catch you next time, guys. Later.
Ciao.